watching Govs Radio. This is where you go if you want to see something or if you want to hear something funny. Coming up in just a couple of minutes. This is a joke I told. What? I'm not on Gov Radio? Call the police. Call my agent. Hi, I'm Dan.
Tony, welcome to Go.
Hey, Joe, how are you?
I gotta pat you down though, pal.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Got anything on you? Anything I should know?
I got nothing.
Anything weird going on?
What?
Alright, you go in, Tony.
Good. Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Tom Kelly of The Tom Kelly Show. Yes, this is not the only time I've gotten on my knees in the back room of a comedy club.
The Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show is also brought to you by Two Eagles Auto Body. For more than 25 years, Two Eagles Auto Body has been the leader in auto body repairs and customer satisfaction on Long Island. Two Eagles Auto Body handles every type of auto repair from custom applications and restorations to repairs involving insurance claims. Give Two Eagles Auto Body a call and please ask for John Rossi at 516-328-2527. That's 516-328-2527.
Hey, how do you say there, people? It's Johnny Brennan, creator of the Jerky Boys, also of Fox TV's Family Guy fame. I just want to let you know you're listening to Tony on the Knockem Dead radio show. They're gonna keep knocking them dead, so keep listening, you wacky sons of bitch. Right there. Over and out there, sweet Charlie.
Long time no see, man. Hey, man, I miss you guys, man, at Knockem Dead Comedy Radio.
Hey, Tony, you're not funny, and you probably shit yourself a lot, and you're no fun to be with, and you don't make that much money, and you're not going anywhere in show business, and I hope you get hit by a bus.
I've met a lot of different people. This one right here used to headline Chuckles and Eastside and all these clubs. If you remember Claudia Sherman, Google her, used to come out with a wedding dress and talk about how her wedding went all awry and this and that. She is here, when a comedian comes to see another comedian, that is the biggest honor a comedian can get. And I'm honored that you're here tonight.
I love Claudia. Claudia Sherman, back in the day, was a great stand-up comic. We used to do all the clubs around the tri-state area, Long Island, New Jersey, Connecticut, all the clubs. Governors in Levittown. It's going to be a phenomenal night at Governors in Levittown.
Hi, I'm Claudia. I'm with the Down Now.
It's called the Down and Out, and she's doing a show in the Giggle Room. When are you doing that? October 5th.
Governors in Levittown. Go to govs.com for your tickets.
With the Down and Out.
A lot of great comedians, a lot of laughter, good food. Governors in Levittown, get your tickets now. Govs.com.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Knockem Date Comedy Show. We're coming at you live from the legendary Governor's Comedy Club in Levittown, and we're on Gov's Comedy Club Podcast, a Facebook page, a YouTube channel. If you're on Facebook, please follow the page, and if you want to stay there, that's great. If you're on YouTube, please subscribe to that channel. But if you'd like to comment with us today and join in our conversation and play Tuesday Trivia with us in a little while, switch on over to the YouTube feed because that is where we monitor the comments, and we hope you'll play along when we do Tuesday Trivia in a little while. Plus, we're going to have a very interesting conversation today, and I'm sure a lot of you can identify with it and talk about it with us. So, again, if you'd like to switch on over to YouTube, that is where we monitor the comments. Diane is here, ladies and gentlemen.
Yay.
Hi, Diane.
Finally. I always make it by the skin of my teeth.
You're here when we start.
Idea.
Just coming in. That's all that counts. Our friend Paul has returned.
Hi, Paul.
And today he's brought Dolores with him. Ladies and gentlemen, Dolores is here. Dolores, I've known for a while from Wantaw.
Yes.
I'm assuming that's how you two know each other.
Yes.
Are you guys neighbors or something? Or?
Yeah, we're a couple blocks away.
Oh, okay. Does he, do you ever buy tickets from him? Concert tickets from that guy?
He gave me tickets once.
Did he give you a discount? Oh, he gave you tickets, like free?
Nice.
Yeah,
free
when
tickets?
I was, sick, yeah.
He's usually a cheap bastard. He
Not
charges
Paul,
full price to
Paul.
everybody, that son of a bitch.
We go way back with cancer.
Oh, all right, with cancer. There you go. Good
That's how I
morning.
met Cole.
John Rusciello is commenting. Good morning, John. Good to see you. So there you go. So Dolores has already got us started. We're here today to talk about cancer, and we're also going to talk about the Nancy Marks Cancer Wellness Center. And what does the shirt say? Team Dolores?
Dolores, this is my first shirt that I did the first walk in 2008 in Jones Beach.
2008.
Yes.
So
I have cancer almost 17 years. This is my 5th diagnosis.
Holy.
I was just diagnosed a few months ago.
Oh my God.
what?
Again.
So what kind of?
I started with breast cancer,
Okay.
and I went to lung cancer,
Yeah.
and I went to my lymph nodes, and recently it went between my trachea and a bone that's over here somewhere. So I'm on a regular chemo now, which is a horrible chemo.
Yeah.
The side effects are just atrocious.
Right.
They give you blisters on your feet. You can't walk.
Yeah.
It's just a crazy chemo.
Which I'm actually a little surprised, actually, because I'm a cancer survivor myself, and when I did chemo, 20-something years ago, it was the port and intravenous, and there's been a lot of
There's a lot
advancement
of
since
advancement,
then,
and there's a lot of
where people don't even really get that sick anymore from it. Depends
on the
yeah.
chemo. When I first started, I had IV chemo.
Mm-hmm.
I had it for almost a year.
Right.
So I lost all my hair and everything,
Oh yeah.
and
Right there with you.
sick and everything.
Yeah.
And then when it went to my lungs, I had half my lung taken out, and I had and then I was back on radiation, and then it went to another part, and they started me on this other medication, and now it's back again, and now I'm on this medication called Xeloda.
Okay.
And it's one of the strongest chemo chemos you can take by oral chemo.
You really know how to have fun, huh?
Oh yeah, I love it.
17 years. I mean,
Wow.
Yeah, stop doing that. Let
I
somebody else.
wish I could.
and then did you two kind of like become friendly through that? Talk.
I don't know how I found her, but she, Dolores, when my wife, my late wife got sick, Dolores was doing something to help people with cancer. Also, she did something with wigs, and so she helped me get in contact with someone that did like a really realistic looking wig, which I don't think she ever really needed to wear, but
That's exactly what was going through my head just now. I don't think I ever saw it.
I mean, I think she lost like a little, like on the sides, but it wasn't that noticeable. But that was the only.
She wasn't even really noticeably sick, in my opinion. I mean, not that I saw her that often, but
not prior to the surgery, no. But after the surgery, which it did get the tumor out, but it didn't obviously save her life. She had other complications, but at that point, she looked very thin and sickly, and her skin color, actually, she was always very tan, but it almost looked like a brownish tone.
Jaundiced, kind of.
So she was having a lot of liver issues at that point.
What kind of cancer was it?
It was pancreatic cancer, which is probably one of the worst.
Oh, yeah. Wow. So
When I first started, I have a group on Facebook. It's called Long Island Breast Cancer Support.
Mm-hmm.
So I have like about almost 900 people now
Nice.
in the group. And when I saw Paul and I knew him from the neighborhood, I said I got to reach out.
Right.
And I went to a couple of stores, got him some gift cards for food and stuff like that. And then one night I would call him, and he was on the train. He sounded like he was really, really bad. And I said, I'm going to call this doctor. I forget what hospital it was in the city.
That we were using?
Yeah. No, I called the doctor for you because you told me it was the liver. And there was a special hospital in the city.
I mean, now I'm digging up the memories.
Whatever happened, I actually called this doctor about 3 o'clock in the morning. I left a message, and then he ended up calling Paul back.
Yeah.
And obviously there was nothing that could be done. But, I try to help as many women as I can because most people don't understand metastatic breast cancer or any kind of metastatic cancer.
Well, fill me in. I don't even know what that is.
So metastatic cancer is when it goes from one organ and it'll go to another major organ.
Oh, like metastasize, is that?
Yeah, okay. Yes.
Got
so
it.
Then you become stage 4.
Mm-hmm.
You're automatically stage 4, and a lot of times there was no help for us, but now things have changed, and there are new medications which are helping.
Oh, no kidding. I didn't know that. That's great.
They come out with new medications every day.
Okay.
I've lost a lot of my friends through cancer, which is horrible.
Mm-hmm.
And then I found this group, the Nancy Marks Wellness Center. And it's awesome. They have all free. I don't know if they can see.
I'll hold it up to the camera there.
They have all free groups for any kind of cancer. They're for. They help the families. They have exercise classes, educational programs. They support you in any way that they can.
Wow.
And everything is free. They make their money by doing their fundraiser for the 5K run.
Okay.
And it's just a great place to go. I belong to a group for metastatic cancer. And I'm also became, I think it's one of the ambassadors where I help get the word out and try and get people to join the group and stuff like that. And it's just the greatest place to go because this little group that I go to on Friday is like having a family. You can say what you want, do what you want, and everybody understands.
And they understand.
Because most people will tell me, well, when are you getting off of chemo? And I said, I'm not.
Right.
This
it's
is my life.
now. This is it.
This is it. And people can't understand like why I can't get off of chemo. I said that's what's keeping me at bay. If I get off of chemo, my life is over.
Yeah, and it's funny to me that you say people don't understand because it seems, especially here on Long Island, it seems like more and more people have some kind of personal connection to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So it surprises me when it seems like everybody has an idea of what
I have
what
an
goes
idea
on.
what cancer is. A lot of people don't understand now that there's different forms of chemo.
Yeah.
There's different surgeries. There's different. Everything has changed, and people just will tell me, "Well, you look great. So why are you so sick?" I'm like, my outside will deceive you.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
But when you see me in the house, it's a whole different thing.
What always seemed to get me was you watch a documentary, you watch a talk show, you watch a movie or something, and they talk about what they did to come back and the medications, but they never really talk so much about the mental side of it, the emotional side of it, and I wasn't prepared for that aspect of it. It was, like, what are we going to do? Okay, we'll take this. Okay, but then
everybody tells you fight. Of
right.
course you're going to fight. I fight for my girls. I have 2 daughters.
Sure,
I fight for my husband.
Yeah.
I have a 97-year-old dad that I fight for.
Wow.
And it's hard mentally. Mentally, it takes its toll on you. And people don't understand when you walk away from them, you're in a whole different world. It's like riding a roller coaster or playing with a Russian roulette, because you never know. Like, I wasn't expecting this to come back a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
I was fine. Didn't feel a thing.
And so how did you find, like, you just went
I
for a
went
checkup?
For CAT scan, and they saw it in the CAT scan.
Yeah, but if
I go for CAT scan every 3 to
just
6 months.
regular
Yeah,
tests.
yeah,
Okay, yeah.
And I go for blood work every 3 weeks now.
Right.
So it's not easy, and nobody understands the effect it has on spouses and family members.
Well, right.
That's why, with Paul, I tried to help him as much as I could, because I know he was exhausted going back and forth, and his kids.
Yeah.
You try to be there for your kids and everything.
Right. And similar, my kids were both, let's see, my son was a month away from turning 2 when I was diagnosed. So my daughter was 3. So, and same with you. Your guys were
They were a little older than that, but
yeah,
still young.
But the point being, just the running around. And, it's not like you could leave them home while you take your wife to the doctor or something. You must have been exhausted and mentally shot.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's not many things you could say were good things, but being a teacher, and she was diagnosed in June, and we started the chemo over the summer, so at least I was not having to deal with work. And we were going to, I'm trying to think where it was, the one in, it's off the southern state. I can't think of it where it is. So it wasn't that far away. We would go there, and
over by Mercy Hospital over there.
I think so.
Yeah.
I can't think of the town offhand, but
Rockville Center.
Yes, like around there.
Yeah.
So I think probably in-laws would watch the kids and whatnot, and that was the beginning of it. And then I did take off time from work, but it was constantly take the train to the city and be with her when she was, this is after the surgery, when she was recovering, and get back in time for when the kids were going to be home, so they would at least see me, because they weren't seeing her. But there was a good support system. A lot of people pitched in, but like Dolores was hinting at, there are people that disappear. There are people that, for whatever reason, they can't handle it. They're not there for you. They don't help you, whether it's family or friends or whatever. And the flip side is people you don't know or barely know show up at your door with food, or, hi, I'm in the kindergarten class with your son and we did a basket, So those kind of things are positives. But yeah, I mean, some of it is a blur, and some of it, you could say a couple words and it will come back to me in a minute. But it was tough. But having had 2 kids, you get up every day and deal with that, because you have no choice.
Right.
So
you just have to do it.
A lot of it, I know after the fact, a lot of it was, what the hell just happened here? And it's almost like a weird dream. And I give you all the credit in the world, because I'll tell you,
it's a horrible feeling when you have these friends and then they all just step away from you because they don't. Like, sometimes when you have cancer, you need to vent. You need to talk about it, because if you keep it buried inside, that's what the greatest thing about it is this Nancy Marks Cancer Wellness Center. You get to give your thoughts. You get to have input in a lot of things, and the therapists there are awesome. Mm-hmm. They're always there. You give them a call. You send them an email, they'll call you back. It's any time.
So, and you said something before about the families, like they have programs. So
yes, they have.
So like a spouse or a sibling
like
can.
If Paul wanted to go
a child,
or his children wanted to
go. So it's not just the patient. It's the family.
For the whole family. It says it in the book. I have this. I left you a few of these, but I have it on my website.
Okay.
I have a website and a Facebook page, and I put it all over, because this was the one group I went to that really helped me. I had gone to some other groups, and they just were nothing like this.
Yeah.
You have the support because you're dealing with people that have cancer.
Right.
So you get to sit with them for an hour and a half on Zoom, or they have programs that you can go there for,
Yeah.
which I don't because it's a little far from me, and sometimes I don't feel well. But just to know that you can sit and talk about anything you need to talk about.
Right. I'm going to stop you right there, though. I understand if you don't feel good, but you said it's a little far. How far are we talking?
Oh, this is in Glen Cove, kind of.
Oh, all right. For some reason, I thought it was Plainview, so I was about to bust your
there's
chops.
a JCC in Plainview, but this is the big one
All
where
right.
they do all the cancer stuff out of. And, I mean, it's not that far, maybe 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But when you don't feel well sometimes, like...
That's what I'm saying. If you don't
like
feel well,
if
that's different.
If I felt
Yeah.
good, I can go every Thursday and walk. with
Yeah,
them
sure.
For 40 minutes.
Right.
But for me to drive there and walk is...
Yeah. I
you know.
think what's really cool about this, interesting, is that, everybody knows about cancer. Everybody knows someone who's had it. But, we have this thing in our mind is you have cancer, you fight it, and either you survive and it's cured or you don't make
Right.
it. And we haven't gotten used to this idea, and most people don't understand that now it's treated very often as a chronic illness
Yes.
for a lifetime, and that's something you're going to live with for the rest of your life. But I mean, I don't know. Now do they tell you that you could live a reasonably long life? Or I mean, I know, and changes come every year, so you just don't
they'll
know.
always tell you when, like, they tell me if this medication's not working, there'll be another one. But now I've come across friends where they've come to the end of the line, and if a new trial
nothing
doesn't
more.
come out, there's nothing for them.
Right.
So
now, when you were newly diagnosed with the cancer you have now, were you on a
Yes.
regimen for what you had
yeah,
previously?
I was on a medicine called Verzenio.
Right.
Probably see it on television all the time.
Okay.
And it has about 20-something side effects. I had every side effect
Wow.
from it, and it's horrible. And now with this, I'm on the Zolota, and I have every side effect from Zolota.
Which,
So
what, like stomach issues, nausea?
Well, Verzenio was like stomach issues.
Yeah.
The Zolota, in the first month or so, I had stomach issues, but that went away. Now it's just a matter of my feet and my hands. Like, you can't wash dishes, you have to wear rubber gloves because skin peels, and it's just as much as it's helping you, it's also killing you.
Right.
Yeah,
and when you have the
right.
word survivor, and people automatically think, oh, you're cured. But
Yes,
no,
well,
you're
that's what
surviving
people
every day.
always tell me.
right?
Oh, you
So
look
it's-
so good. Like, why do you not feel well?
My current
And I'm like,
situation is I'm
because
surviving.
I wear
Right.
a mask.
Right.
And what it comes down to is you walk out of your house and you put this mask on.
Right. You're at risk all the time.
Yep.
Right.
And people just don't get that.
Right. Yeah. I remember my gums. I had all sorts of problems with my
Yeah,
gums.
you get sores in your mouth.
Yeah.
And then they give you this magic wash for your mouth.
Oh, I don't think it was called magic. It was some kind of goopy orange thing, and I had to wipe it on. Oh, it was
That's
gross.
disgusting.
Oh, it was terrible. Terrible. Let me check some comments here. Brandon Burt says, good morning. Hello, Brandon Burt. John Rusiello, I am a survivor of male breast cancer. My cancer went to my kidney, plus I have leukemia. I also on oral chemotherapy that keeps me alive. Yep. Wishing you the best down there in Florida, John. That's part of it, too. Florida sucks, John. That's probably not helping your leukemia, so you should come back here.
I'm going to agree with that.
Yeah, Florida
I would
sucks.
say come back.
Yeah, come back, John.
I think New York has the best doctors.
Well, that's true. Absolutely right.
Great.
Yeah, I don't know. I love it here. There's so many reasons to stay, but yeah, that education and with the exception of some teachers, but the education system.
Some of us are retired now,
and Huntington's much better off for it.
Don't say that.
Hey, don't pick on my friend Paul here.
That's all I do. That's all I do.
You're close enough to hit from you. You know.
Paul and I go back. We grew up together. We go
I
back
know,
to
he told me.
like junior high school or something. And then he followed me to Wanto. I think he was stalking me. That's why I had to leave.
Yeah, I think he followed me to Wanto too.
Oh yeah. Did you know him before?
No. I knew him.
I didn't even know what Wanto was till I moved. All I knew about Wanto was Mulcahy's and the paper bag. That was it. That was the only time I would come to
There'd be
Wanto.
no reason to go otherwise, right? Or to drive through it to get to someplace else.
Right.
And I only looked at one house in Wanto, and that was it.
Oh,
Just
is that
not
right?
bars
Yeah.
in Wanto.
All right, let's see. John is calling. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. First of all, I want to comment and congratulate this lovely guest you have. She's a true hero, a trooper. She had it for 32 years. Now, after I said that, in all sincerity, I'm going to yell at you guys.
Why?
Let me tell you something about Florida. First of all, as you very well know, I was born and raised in New York. I made my living in New York.
Right.
I left New York for one reason and one reason only. When you have a blood disease, you can't take the cold.
Oh, stop it.
No. Listen. All right. Trust me, you can't take the cold. So I moved to Florida, and I was very concerned, as you very well know, Tony, Mrs. Rusciello, is a cancer nurse. And she researched places where I could take my treatments and everything else in Florida. And they have fantastic, amazing cancer centers in Florida. And all the doctors, and I say all the doctors, are New York trained. Cornell, Stony Brook, NYU. So all my doctors are New York doctors that migrated to Florida.
Okay, that's fair. That my brother has MS too, and he can't take the cold. That's why he's in Florida too. He cannot take it. So I get it.
And thank you for inviting me to come up to New York. But if I came up to New York, the first thing I would do is visit your studio on Tuesday and harass Diane. So I'm better off
Come on
in Florida.
down.
Well, if you brought me a steak, well then that would keep me at bay. And then, but in the meantime, we have Paul. He's here. He made sure he was coming in on a Tuesday so he can see Diane.
Well, if you remember, and I'm sure you do remember, I owe you a steak. I promised you a steak.
Oh, you think I didn't forget?
Oh, okay, all right. Well, if I ever come back to New York, we're going to either Blackstone's or whatever your choice is.
Well, Diane likes
He likes
Outback.
Majors, right?
I love Majors, but Diane, we'll go to Outback for Diane.
I'm not taking you with Diane. There's no way I'm taking you with Diane.
She won't go with you otherwise, pal. She'd be too scared.
Listen. I don't want to dribble in front of you.
I think it's too late.
Have a good show.
Thanks, pal.
Bye.
Thanks for calling. John checking in. Yeah, he's a good man, and all the best to him as he's fighting his battles as well. And he mentioned NYU. That's where I went. I thought they were. I don't have a single bad thing to say. I thought they were all fantastic.
The only when I was first diagnosed, I was misdiagnosed at Mercy Hospital.
Oh, Mercy, right? Isn't that the one over there? Yeah.
They
you were misdiagnosed?
Yes, they did a biopsy and they couldn't find my tumors.
Well, that's a good thing.
Not really, because when I went to Northwell, I had 3 tumors.
Okay.
So it wasn't a choice of just doing a lumpectomy anymore. Now it was the choice of doing a mastectomy or doing a double mastectomy, because in 6 months from now, they told me if I didn't do the double, I would be back there again.
Oh, my goodness.
So,
You really had no choice at that point.
I had no choice, and I couldn't do anything to Mercy because I wasn't willing to wait. I went the next week to Northwell. And, I love my oncologist there. I go to the Montes Center, now called the Zuckerberg Center. But he's kept me alive 17 years.
Yeah, sure.
I just keep telling him, you better not retire.
Keep doing what you're doing. No retirement, right.
When I first met my oncologist, was one of the first things she said. She goes, "This is a survivable cancer. You're going to be all right." Whew. Like you hear cancer.
What
when you
immediately
hear
goes
of
through everybody's
cancer,
head.
you think that this is it.
Absolutely.
The death sentence. And
Yeah.
that's the first thing, I remember where I was when I got my phone call.
Yep,
My
me too.
daughters were getting haircuts. I walked out, and I was actually on Montour Avenue. And I walked out, and I hear, okay, this, and this. And I'm like, oh, my God. I got to walk in there now with a straight face and face my girls. And then I went home, and I had to tell my parents and my husband, and it was a nightmare.
Oh, yeah. Do your kids, do they remember a lot of it?
I think I was better off that they were younger.
Yeah, that's exactly why I asked.
And, I don't know what they remember much about anything regarding. I mean, obviously Sonia was older. She remembers her mom a little more. I don't know what James really remembers. He was, let's see. It was 2017. He was like 6.
Yeah, right.
You know,
right.
but
which sucks, but at the same time, it's
I think
there's
so,
a good
because like when I
positive.
went to the bereavement groups, a lot of the people were having problems with their teenage and middle school age kids and school and dropping out. And so I had none of that because they were oblivious to that.
Right.
And I'm thankful for that. But you know, who knows what down the line? You never know when it's going to hit either one of them. Like James had probably in the second grade, like literally depression. Like he had stomach pain. We were going to doctors and getting scans of the stomach, and nothing really wrong with him. He was just and one day he snapped out of it. My daughter never really had that grief moment, and obviously she's a girl, and now she's a teenage girl, and I don't know when it's going to happen. Maybe it's going to be Sweet 16. Maybe it's going to be a wedding day. Maybe it's going to be when you're away at school. But there'll be something that triggers this, and she because she told me once. She said, because I told her, I said the way I deal with it is like if I'm getting like a sad moment, I try to like put it out of my head, whatever. She's like, oh, I do what you do. I just put it out of my head. But she's also that kind of person. She goes in her room, closes the door, does her thing, does her work, does her, kind of. That's how she handles things. So, again, when she has to deal with it, I'll be there for her. But that's one of the hardest things as a dad when you have a daughter and you're not well versed in being
a
dad of a daughter, right? So there's no experience. I don't have a sister. But my girlfriend helps a lot currently, and other family members too. But again, my daughter's like very independent, doesn't accept much, input from people. So it'll be interesting as to when that might hit. But back to your original question, when they were younger, no, they had no idea what was going on. Just said mommy has a germ, like the way we could explain it.
Yeah.
And luckily, she didn't lose her hair, and the port led to this. It was almost like a fanny pack that had the chemo. So again, it was very easy to conceal, and she'd be gone when they were at school and whatever. So it wasn't like
they didn't have the visual. Of
and
even when that triggered the memory.
Even when it was dire straits at the end, and they brought us into the hospital with the social worker, she was explaining everything to them, and they had no concept of what this was.
Young to really.
Yeah.
See, my older daughter, I think she was mad at me. Not really mad at me, but just mad that I didn't explain everything to her. I had a best friend that was like a sister to me, and I would talk to her, and I think that upset her. But at her age,
which was what? How old?
I think she was in middle school.
Okay.
So at her age, it was a very tough time for me to explain a lot to her, and as much as I wanted to, I couldn't.
Yeah.
I didn't want her to know a lot, even though we told them mostly everything. And my other daughter was in 2nd or 3rd grade.
Oh, goodness.
So it just, she didn't really understand much, but I did, they were great when I came home. They would help me with everything, and they're great kids. They turned out to be awesome. One's a speech pathologist in Maryland.
Oh, nice.
And the other one is a special ed teacher in one of the local schools in Long Island. So
that's great.
They turned out fine, and I'm just happy for that, and I just want to be around here for them to watch them.
Of course.
And it's very hard because it weighs on you every day thinking, okay, am I going to be here for this? Am I going to be there?
Right.
Like I remember when they went to college, and I'm sitting there at the first orientation, and I'm like, am I going to be here when she graduates?
Right.
And I would start crying, and then I was there when she graduated. Same thing with my second daughter. But it's always there in the back of your mind that you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah. But there's also a flip side to that, too, when somebody does pass and you're like, well, there's almost a guilt feeling like they didn't get to keep going, but I got to keep going. Like, I don't know. I go through that. I don't know.
Yes. Like when I was diagnosed, I said, okay, maybe I'm the strongest one out of my friends, and God knows I can deal with this. And maybe I'm taking it for everybody else. But then as I watched some of my other friends get cancer, I'm like, okay, so this isn't working anymore, you know, and it's just, it's very hard.
I always think a lot about, there was a couple in Wantor where the mother died. She battled cancer for a few years, and the kids, I think, were all juniors in high school. They were twins.
My father and mom, he died from the 9/11, I think.
No, we're talking about two different people.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about the mother who died. I'll tell you when we're off the air. I don't,
Yeah.
I don't want to say their names.
Yes.
Remember when But yeah, it always just stuck with me. My son was in the same class as them. My wife and I got married on the same day, same year as we didn't know them at the time. But also our honeymoon, we went to the same place on our honeymoon.
Wow.
We didn't know them at the time. This all came later, but we all, in fact, they moved to Wanto around the same time as we did. So we kind of, we're the newbies together. So, it was right around the time of finals. At the end of the school year when she passed, and it does. It kind of there was a guilty feling like and she was a great mother. She was a great person. The kids are nice kids, and again the whole mental aspect of things.
Right, and it makes you like every day you wake up, you wonder like, okay, is today the day? Like, I wasn't expecting that I was going to come back that day that I went. Actually, when I went back for a PET scan, the radiologist there, he says, "What are you doing back here?" I said, "Obviously, they found something."
Yeah.
He said, "I didn't think anything when I saw your scans, but obviously when they compared them, they saw one of the lymph nodes in my neck grew. So we had to take care of it."
Is this the chemo you're going through now? Is this the worst? Was one of the other ones the worst?
It's a different chemo because the first chemo was like once every 3 weeks.
Okay.
So you got like a 2-week reprieve after, and you were okay. This I get 1 week on, 1 week off.
Right.
So this week I'm off it, so it's a little better. But then when I'm on it next week, then it'll just start all over again.
That's what used to piss me off. Just as I was starting to feel, because I was also 1 week on, 1 week off. Just as you're starting to feel better, it was time to go back.
Yes.
Son of a bitch.
And you're like, why does it have to like have these side effects that hurt your feet? Like,
right?
Why does it have to hurt your feet?
Everything hurt. I mean, between everything hurting and just being tired all the time,
this medicine is.
I just kind of slept my way through it for months.
And I try to keep working.
Oh, really?
I'm a tutor online.
Yeah.
But sometimes, like, I just have to give it up. A lot of kids I had to give up. I couldn't just.
Oh yeah, I'm the biggest wimp. I just took off for months. I didn't go to work. I can't do this. Yeah, no way. Let's see. Good morning, Ann. Ann is watching from California. Let's see.
You have friends in California?
No. Ann just kind of
does now.
Well, yeah. Ann just kind of stumbled across this show one day on YouTube and has been a viewer for a few months.
That's great.
Yeah, it sure is. John, most professional counselors will tell you to share everything you're going through with your children. All right, which makes sense, John, but I think, depends on the age. And
I'm going to disagree, too.
Yeah, well, I'm not totally disagreeing, but I just think it depends.
Adult children versus teenage children
teenagers have enough going through.
Children.
They're in school. You don't know what they're,
Although teenagers, I'm going to, and again, I can only go with my kids and what I think, but I think teenagers, along with what she said, even middle school teenagers, in their minds, they're adults, right? They know more than everybody else. You're going to face a lot of anger if you don't treat them like an adult and tell them the things they want to know. They want to be your support. They want to. So even though you might go, oh, maybe it's a little too much for them, the damage that it causes after the fact if you don't, tell them.
That's why we try to tell them everything. Like, and then sometimes I would make a joke out of it.
Yeah.
Like, I hated wearing a wig.
Right.
And there were times I'd be in a restaurant and I would feel this thing moving. And I always carried a hat in my pocket. And I was at the table and I just ripped it off and they're like, but that's me.
Yeah, sure.
I don't care. I don't care what people think about me.
Right.
If I'm uncomfortable, I'm going to rip it off and I'm going to put my hat on.
Right. That was a weird part of it too. Is other people. They. It's like, especially when I was going through it. I can't tell you how many times somebody would come over or I'd go somewhere and you just see the look on a lot of people's faces, like, oh, here comes the dead guy.
Yeah.
You just see it all over their face, and that's kind of motivational too, because you don't want to be known as that.
No, they don't want sympathy. Everybody thinks you want sympathy. You don't want sympathy.
You want to be able to talk about it freely, but you don't. Yeah, but you don't want sympathy.
Yeah. I think a lot of my family members think I want sympathy, and they don't understand. I just need to vent about it.
Right.
And that's why the Nancy Mock Center is like one of the greatest places, because you can go and vent about anything.
That's great.
Nobody judges you.
And I am going to apologize real quick because we were going to have Joy, right?
Yeah.
Joy was going to join us on Zoom. Unfortunately, I'm having Zoom issues this morning, having all sorts of tech issues. I finally got the approval to get a new computer.
Oh, yay.
So hopefully in the next few weeks, I'll get a new computer, and I don't know, we might have to take a few days off to fix things. I've been having all sorts of technical issues for pretty much the whole summer. Let's see. You know, I love when the other shows text me during the middle of my show. Because, Mark, if you're watching right now, Mark, you yell more than anybody when people text you during your show. So why you text me during mine, you son of a bitch? He's asked me questions about the show. I'll
See, that's what's good about Tony. Tony's for real.
Yeah.
And that's what you like about
make
people.
I didn't make a lot of friends in Wanto because I was a little.
Neither did I.
Yeah. Yes, I remember.
You remember, right?
Oh yeah.
I stuck up for somebody that.
I like to hear that story off the air.
Yeah.
I loved it though. I did love it down there in Wanto.
I have many friends that are still like they'll call me but my real friends they all disappeared.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Disappeared like cement boots? Disappeared? Did you
They
bury them
just
in your
stopped-
backyard?
Yeah, I buried them in my
Stop
backyard.
reaching out.
They just stopped. They didn't want to hear about cancer anymore.
Really?
I spoke too much about cancer. I'm sorry. This is my life.
Yeah.
Maybe you talk about too much of what and
Yeah.
many of them just stopped talking to me.
Well, that was another thing
okay.
too that I learned, that getting sick like that is the first time. Well, I felt like I could say, hey, you know what? It's me right now. I need this. I have to put me first, and I hope I'm not normally that kind of person, but definitely when I was sick, I was, and that's a weird adjustment.
Right.
When you're not used to being that person.
Right. Yeah.
Because when you're used to doing everything and helping everybody, and then you're like down for the count.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, now what? Like I'm used to, I would be painting my bathrooms or doing everything, and now it's like I can't do anything anymore. And that takes a big part of you away.
And the Nancy Markson, I'm sure that helps you quite a bit.
Right.
Kind of.
Next week they're having these little ponies come.
Oh, really?
I have it advertised on my Facebook page. I can advertise it other places, but they're doing it for like they're supposed to help people, like when you have dogs, like
animal therapy.
Animal therapy. So they're having the little ponies come.
Oh, nice.
That's great.
And then they're having like a kind of, I don't know if it's a picnic or whatever, but they have different crafts that we'll be doing, and everybody's invited, and you have to sign up for it. But they bring in a lot of different people to speak about things, like nutrition and surgeries and everything like that. So it's really a great place. And
there was also, I saw something about there's some kind of camp.
That's the one. Yeah, it's a camp. That's where we're going to, where they're having, you can do painting, you can do all kinds of different things that they're having that day.
No, well, right. That's because the JCC offers day camp. I'm talking about. Forgive me, it was my fault. The vacation from cancer.
Oh.
Like, do they actually go away or something, or is it something where you can go and stay and?
I'm not quite sure about that.
Okay.
I'd have to find out, but I know.
So it was part of the when I asked you for info, you forwarded me something from somebody named Randy. I think it was?
Randy is the one that's in charge.
Okay, and
she has a funeral today, so that's why she couldn't be here.
So it was actually the very last sentence. We offer a full day annual retreat. Oh, okay.
It's a retreat. That's
what
I'm talking about.
Right. Okay.
And it's at the camp at the JCC.
Oh, okay.
So it's a retreat that we're going to on the.
I see. Right.
22nd.
It says, in quotes, vacation from cancer. All right,
Yeah.
so I should have read
So
this.
it's like a full day thing, like 9 to 2 or something like that.
All right, that's great.
And they offer food, and they do a great job.
Yeah. And it must be nice, to be around other...
Yes, because you're free. You just feel a lot different around people that do have cancer.
Right, and they know...
I feel fine. I can talk to Paul about anything because he understands.
Yeah.
And there's not many people like that.
Right.
Paul always asks me if I need something, or you want to go for coffee, you want to take a walk, whatever. He's really, he knows about it, so that's the kind of friends you look for.
See, Tony, but I thought you were going to get it before you said you put yourself first. I thought you said I thought you were going to say it was the first time in your life where you had to find out who your friends really are, you know, and that's kind of what, again, and I'm not in the same boat as you guys who have had it, but obviously I was part of it and dealing with it.
Yeah, you were close enough.
And, you know, you that's a big blow to you that the people you thought you'd count on automatically are not there or afraid or keeping their distance or whatever the case may be. So that's a tough thing.
You experienced that too? A lot of friends disappeared on you?
For sure.
Yeah, I didn't have that.
I don't want to say completely, but like, you know, weren't as in the picture as you would have wanted or expected.
Yeah, okay. I mean, yeah, definitely. People definitely show their true colors when you're going through something heavy like that.
And I don't know if you felt this way, but sometimes you don't realize how your spouse feels.
Yeah,
and you get
we
mad
went
at
through
them.
that. Yep.
And like a lot of people end up in divorce with cancer.
You know, my wife would actually disagree if she was sitting here because we've talked about it. I personally do think the cancer led to us splitting up, but we were split up for 10 years. We're back together. And yeah, so we've talked about it. She doesn't think the cancer had anything to do with it. I do.
Oh, I think the cancer put a big strain on my marriage.
Oh yeah. I mean, I was cancer free for 5 years already by the time we did split up, but I still feel it. That's why I always talk about the mental aspect because I do think mentally.
Well, because for her, maybe
things.
it wasn't the cancer in her mind because you know she felt like she was there for you 100%, but maybe you feel like maybe it changed you in the way you would treat
Oh, sure.
her.
We feel like we're not there
relationship.
100%
So that's why she
because
sees
we
it
can't
differently.
do what we
You kind of own
used to
up
do.
to how it changed you.
Right.
And
yeah.
You know, I can't clean my house anymore. I have to get a cleaning lady now. And, you know, it's just, I wasn't like that until I started on this medication. So it's just totally different. And
that's one of the harder things is not being able to do certain things. And,
Right.
you know, obviously with, you know.
like my husband will say, let's go out somewhere. And I'm like, I just can't.
And that changes for you with each kind of chapter you've taken in this,
Yes.
right? Depending on the cancer and the medications you have to take. So it's always you never know what it's going to be and how you're going to feel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's a
it's-
hard. That's a
you
hard
know,
thing
it's like
too.
we haven't been on vacation and I don't know how long because, like now I can't be out in the sun.
Mm-hmm.
So you know we can go somewhere that's not in the sun, but it's still. You know, I was a beach lover. I love to go to the beach, and I went to the beach once this year. You know, so a lot of things change in your life. Your whole life turns like upside down.
Completely, yeah.
And I think your family's life turns upside down too.
Yep. Yeah. Let me turn the tables a little bit. It's and I don't know if I'm asking Paul this directly, he might think I'm nuts, but I'm just asking everybody. Have there been any positives to it, to getting cancer? Like, did you learn something about yourself, or did it change a relationship? Did it, any positives at all? And you could, I mean, I'm assuming you're going to say no, but
no, but I mean, I wouldn't say a positive. I would just say like a more of an eye-opening kind of thing where you realize that every day is a gift, and you've got to, as the person who's still here, you've got to live life in that way. So,
right.
You mentioned.
See, I view that as a positive, so that's kind of where I was going.
Yeah. So,
absolutely.
Would I be retired right now if that hadn't happened? No, I'd be working until I was 60. Mm-hmm. But I look at things differently that way. So I said, you know what? I could work 5 more years and make X more money, but I'd rather be with my kids at this time in their life where they need me.
Right.
I have enough money to do what I want to do, and I want to enjoy life because I don't know when, the same way that happened to her out of the blue, you never know,
Right.
and the way you describe when you found out, obviously it wasn't my news, but it was news that I was sharing, and it was a blow, and, how do we handle this, and what do we do with this? And I was even going to bring this up earlier, like, how do you choose? We obviously chose, and you chose, like, which hospital you're going to go to. Like, are we going to go to Sloan? Are we going to go here? Are we going to go there? So I'm just grateful every day. Like, say, when I got up, I'm like, yeah, I got up. I'm glad I got up. I'm here and I'm okay.
Yeah.
And I appreciate things more. As a negative, I'm more of a hypochondriac. I go to the doctor, and anything happens to me that's more than a day or so, I go, I check it out. There's something on my arm. There's something here. There's something there. Because, my kids have one parent, and I want to make sure, like, if there would be a silver lining out of this, it would be that I live to be like 95 and they get the back end of me where they lost out on some other things, you know.
Sure.
But you never know. So yeah, it's just changed how I approach things. We were talking in the car. She was like, "Oh, I'm going to get Social Security next year." I'm like, "I'm going to get it as soon as I can get it, because I'd rather have less sooner than more later."
Right. Yes.
And
I'm
who
with you
knows
there.
what's going to happen? So I'm going to take mine now.
Right. Yeah.
You know, and
Absolutely.
I'm very hard on myself too, because there's days that I don't want to get up. It's whether it's depression or just not feeling well. And then when the end of the day comes, I'm mad at myself for not making that effort to get up and get out for a little bit. And I'm like, well, here's a beautiful day I wasted.
Yeah, see, that's funny because I do that differently. Because you have to have those days of self-pity and being pissed off and get it out of your system.
Right.
And then I get it out of my system. I don't wallow in it, but I might lose a day, but it's only a day. But,
Yeah, but
I woke
I
up
get
the
very
next day
mad
and
at
now
myself.
really, yeah, that's something you got to let that stuff out,
Yeah.
though. So
That's the problem. And I like
Yeah.
to try and spend as much time I can with my kids, because
Yeah.
I don't know how much time, and I enjoy being with them.
Yeah. Do they ever, because you don't know how much time, I mean, none of us do, but does that attitude ever, because it sounds so cliche to a lot of people, so do your daughters react like, or does anybody react like, like you said, she's talking too much about
my
kids?
one daughter's in Maryland, so she'll come home as often as she can,
Oh,
which
okay.
I appreciate.
Sure.
And my other daughter lives in Montour, and she'll stop by almost every day to see if I need anything. And when I was sick, she was off for the summer because she's a teacher. She would take me to my appointments.
Nice.
So, and Kim, my other daughter, would say, if this one can't take you, I'll take you. Or she would call my friends and say, "Hello, can you take my mom? She has nobody to go with," or whatever.
Yeah.
So, it's hard on them too, because they don't want me doing things by myself.
Right. Yeah. When the daughter from Wanto, when she's coming over, do you tell her you don't come home unless you bring something home from Otto's? That's what I would do.
My daughter runs in and runs out. My dad is 97, and he's always like, "Why aren't they here today?" And like, they can't come here.
Well,
every
on
day.
the upside too is that having grown up with this with you, they probably also have a level of compassion and empathy and understanding that they wouldn't have if they had grown up without
Right. Yeah.
this.
You know,
So
for
the people that this and you are creating, to put out into the world is, that's definitely positive.
For the kind of jobs they have, they have to have a lot of
right,
empathy for
and right, evidenced by the kind of jobs that they do.
Yeah.
Which they may not have done if
Right.
hadn't gone through that. So
Right.
that's great.
It's different. I mean, I'm very proud of both of them for
great.
getting through this and
Sure.
always being by my side for everything.
Yeah, going back to what we were saying before about, like your daughter wanted to know everything, I do feel, as much as we don't want to put that on them, teenagers, I think, sometimes are stronger than we give them credit for.
They are.
So, I can understand that. John Rusiello says, it's like people don't want to understand that you don't want sympathy. Did I read that right? It's like people don't understand that you don't want sympathy. You just want to not have cancer. Well, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. The best is when you're going through chemotherapy. Your friends and family know you're going through it, and they ask you, how do you feel? Yeah. All right. I'm with you there. Sometimes. Yeah. Sometimes.
An annoying question, but it
Yeah.
comes from a
Right.
caring place. So, that's a
Yeah.
hard thing.
So, sometimes I want
I
to.
think we take it personally too, because
Yeah.
like you want them like to think like, how do you think I feel?
Yes.
Right.
But,
You know?
but again, it depends on what kind of day you're having. But yeah, then like you said, but they're asking from a good place. The best therapy is getting up in the morning and waking up to looking forward to the Knockem Dead comedy show. Oh, John, that doesn't say a lot about your life, but thank you for that. There. Like I said, it is cliche, but yeah, waking up every morning and especially like a day like today where it's absolutely beautiful out. It's like
My
you
favorite.
Do, you do. You get
Love it.
yeah, and you do. You get more appreciative, and you get more appreciative of
And
the
then
time
if I
you
would
have.
have, like if I know I have something to do, I'll get up and I'll make sure I'm going.
Yeah,
But
right.
if I don't have anything planned, then it's like, okay, I'm just staying in bed today.
Yeah, right. Which is
And
fine.
it's like you're tired, you don't want to get up, you don't want to do anything, and then it's like by 6 o'clock, it's like, oh, what did I do today?
Right. Yeah. But I don't know. To me, that's if you're doing what you want to do, like lay in bed all day,
Right.
then that's not a wasted day.
Resting your body, resting your mind is not wasted time.
Right. Yeah, that's
It's
how I
not,
see it.
you know,
too.
I know Anthony will say that to me. Oh, we're going to waste a good Sunday. Sitting on the couch, watching movies, eating snacks is not a waste of my time if it makes me happy.
Making out too, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Got to throw that.
You know, it's not time wasted. You're taking care of yourself. That's
Right.
not time wasted.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more,
The sun
man.
will shine tomorrow, so you
Right.
go out tomorrow.
You get, but and again, on the flip side of things, we're talking about friends who disappear, but at the same time, there's plenty of people that do step up.
Yes.
Right. I mean, you really do see a lot of goodness in people too. I mean, I had
Absolutely.
I think it was 2 or 3 times. I would open the front door and there was a bag of cash just sitting there at my on my front
I
stoop.
never had a bag of cash.
Well, didn't make
It
me
ain't
rich.
over yet.
In fact, Diane's got right now.
As a matter of fact.
But I mean, yeah, we're not talking thousands of dollars, but every little bit, helps. Plus, again, the thought, and I still to this day have no idea. I have some suspicions, but it's stuff like that too. Just again, the mental aspect too.
Right.
Just the fact that people took the time to do that.
The local stores in Monto were very nice. Like
Oh,
when
yeah?
I went around collecting gift cards to try and help Paul out, they were all very nice. Otto's,
Yeah.
pizza place.
Yep.
Even I think Tom Tom's. I'm not sure if I.
See, it was after the fact, but we did a fundraiser that John Thiessen helped us with
Right, yeah.
for my kids and stuff at Mulcahy's, and all the Wanto people, businesses helped out. And getting back to you said before, I won't throw the name out either, but someone we both know from high school, who I was close with, but had left the area. All of a sudden, I got a very sizable amount of money in the mail from this person.
Oh wow!
And that was very touching.
Billy Joel.
No, we didn't go to school together, me and Billy. In fact, if we did, he'd be charging less for his Mohegan Sun tickets right now.
Yeah, they went on sale
You'd
today.
get them for free.
What did you say? What was it? 400 and something?
For something is the face value.
Face value.
Yeah.
For Billy Joel at Mohegan, that is insane.
Yeah.
It's a small arena, though.
Right, so he should make more money.
Small arena.
All right, but
So-
does Billy Joel need the money that bad?
Well, do you really think he's getting all of that? I mean, there's the promoters, there's Mohegan's getting a good size.
Billy's getting the big chunk.
He's getting a chunk, but
Billy's got 8
it's
wives
not
and
all of
7
it.
little kids, and he needs the money.
Isn't
Yeah.
like every show is almost his last show?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Just wait, there'll be another residency somewhere.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah, why not?
It's an easy gig.
And, I'm with
set
you.
up residency.
Yeah,
You know,
well,
when they go to
Frankie
Vegas and
Valli's
they do-
still
oh,
around
my-
singing.
I've seen him a couple times, and oh my God, he's so great. I mean, you know what they did with him though is that he's in his 80s and his voice is still good, but he
Really?
doesn't move like he used to. But they have him surrounded by these four
Yeah,
four
he has his
seasons.
backups.
These young, handsome, incredibly
Oh, it's not even the real
talented
4 seasons?
guys.
Oh,
No.
I didn't
These
know that.
Young guys.
Wait, you talking
who are
Frankie Valli?
incredibly-
Yeah.
Yes.
He lip syncs, he doesn't even sing.
Come on.
I saw him in
Google-
Radio City, and he did.
Well-
He sang live, but this was 2018. So, and I saw him also at Westbury, and he sang live.
No.
But the guys do all the hard stuff.
Yeah.
They do
Right, yeah.
they do the dancing. They put on a show, but they kind of treat him like he's the king. Like they
Yeah.
make him the center of the. It's a great show, and it's Frankie Valli, so you don't even really care. You just like it's Frankie Valli. These guys make him look really good,
Yeah.
and it's great. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it.
It's sad to me to watch some of these guys get old.
Yeah, it's hard. I know it's hard.
I'm going to see ELO on Monday, and I read some. I forget where I read it, but yeah, somebody posted something about how Jeff Lynne is all frail now, and he just kind of stands. He's not even really playing guitar much
really?
anymore. And I'm like, I didn't know that either. So to see that, it's rough to watch these guys
It is.
get old. It's
It
crazy.
is.
Wow. So all right. So Nancy Marks Cancer Wellness Center. It sounds like a great place. I had no idea, and I think it's wonderful.
It's really an awesome place, and everybody there is. The 3 social workers are awesome.
3? Is that what you said?
Yeah, there's Randy is the head, and then there's Joy and Susan.
That's it. I
Three
just
of them.
figured there'd be a whole bunch of them. or something.
they're really working hard, and they want to try and get in open it up for veterans
Oh, okay.
and get them to join, and they're trying to grow the group, and it's really working.
And Yeah, it must be something because.
You know, when you can go on Zoom and you don't have to go out, it's an awesome thing. And they have some of the exercise programs on Zoom too.
Okay.
And they do have things that are there for the people that want to go. So
Yeah. That's amazing. That's great.
I wish I would have found this place sooner.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a couple places that helped us out, and I don't honestly remember if they were during or after, but one was, I want to say, in Hewlett, called Sibs, S-I-B-S, Sibs Place, where we would go with the kids, or I would go with the kids, and they would go off and do like a craft or something. The adults would have like almost like a little therapy session, and we come together at the end, and they would give them pizza and stuff, and that was good.
There's similar programs like that in the special needs world, you know.
And
siblings,
the other was a bigger organization called Cancer Care,
Mhm.
which that was definitely after the fact. There were two separate like retreats, weekend retreats. One was at a ranch, one was another place where you were with, again, all other similar people. The kids did kids things, did things together, but that was the only time I had a therapy group with all men who were,
This
widows.
place offers a therapy group with all men too.
So I found that very helpful, and they provided therapy for free. I went to a therapist for over a year through them. So those are the two, people ask me, and it's funny, I tend to donate to those types of places first, even though they're not finding a cure for cancer. They are helping the people who are dealing with it, whether it's the person themselves or the family.
It's not going to go away, so that part of it is just as important.
There's many groups I won't give to because the money doesn't reach cancer research. It goes in the CEO's pocket.
And that must be an interesting part of it, because a lot of men, I went once to an all men's, no, I take that back, that was a special needs world, it wasn't cancer. But either way, a lot of men, they're too tough to go to these things. So I find it interesting that
this was, you agreed to go on the weekend, so you were there already.
Mhm.
I guess you could have opted out of the session, but to me it was the first time, because I had gone to bereavement group with 90% women. That's usually what's there.
Yeah.
So this was all guys, and at times there were guy type comments, which you'd expect, but it was almost refreshing to hear that, because these were some of the things you were thinking and feeling yourself. And you mentioned before, maybe like the guilty part of the spouse part, things that you wish you had done differently because you didn't know that it was going to end the way it ended. You didn't know that it was maybe at the first you were more hopeful that it was going to rectify itself, and so you might have been a little selfish at times and not always been considering what your partner was going through. You were a little thinking about what you were going through and why you weren't getting to go out to dinner and whatever else you weren't getting to do, and you were taking care of the kids, and but ultimately when you know how it ended, you say, I should have done more, I should have been differently, acting differently. So it was good to have, again, in that forum with a guy as the facilitator, so to speak. We were sitting in this, it's like an empty, really nice little barn kind of thing where they would have a wedding, sometimes places like that. And we're just up in this ranch and having this conversation. I was like, wow, I haven't had this kind of conversation yet, with anybody.
Right. So those things that you would beat yourself up about, you realize you weren't the only one, and that this is not abnormal, and you really didn't. And
Tony will attest, not only being a survivor but being a guy. Guys will talk to you seriously for about 5 minutes, and then they'll want to talk about the game, or whatever else, because that's not what guys are about. I mean, maybe a close friend or your brother or something, but besides that, you don't get that. And so to sit in a situation where for an hour or whatever, a bunch of men were talking from the heart about what they experienced, and again, you all had the same type of loss, but you all had a different version of that loss, and different age kids, and maybe you didn't have kids, and whatever the case may be, to hear everybody's sides of it,
Do either one of you do you guys ever get asked to speak at something? Or have you ever sat down maybe just one-on-one with somebody? Because you guys have been through it.
I've sat down with women that have called me, that reached out, and they would call me for wigs, and just recently I gave a woman 4 wigs, and she gave 2 back to me, and I get them from a store in Massapequa. She gives me what she's not selling anymore, and
oh, nice.
People don't like to take used wigs, and a lot of people want to donate them, and personally, I feel the same way. I would not want somebody's wig. It's hard. And it's just, men have a harder time dealing with breast cancer than the women do.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Because it's a masculine thing with them. And it's, you know, I had a couple of men call me over the years, and they didn't know how to handle it, and, you know, they ended up, I got them into groups where they had men with breast cancer. You know, I try to do whatever I can because I know, like, I felt like I was lost because none of my friends had cancer.
Yeah.
And I was the first one. And truthfully, I used to be afraid to even, like, when the month of October came around and all the pink stuff would come out, I wouldn't even want to buy any of that. I was
It's not for
afraid
me.
to buy
Yeah.
it because I said, if I buy that, then... And then once I had cancer, I bought all my friends everything that was pink. And even, like, my first walk, my brother had these shirts made for me, and I didn't make them pink.
Right.
I made them more like a burgundy color because I don't really... And I hate the month of October because people make a lot of jokes about breast cancer. You know, going to third base or just, you know, it's just not for me. And I will write on my page, do not put any of this up on my page because I'll throw it out.
Right, yeah.
You know, it's not a joke. No. It's not something you want to do breast cancer awareness, tell people about going for a mammogram, tell people do self-checkups, anything. I also became a Reiki master during the time too.
Oh.
Because I feel like Reiki had helped me a lot.
Oh, no kidding.
With cancer. So.
It's funny you mentioned October. That's when I was diagnosed. Columbus Day, I think it was. Yeah, around there somewhere. So yeah, all right. So you mentioned the Reiki. So, you know, is there anything else like that you know, like outside things?
Yeah, like Reiki just, it's like a healing thing with crystals and stuff, and it really relaxes you. And I think stress has a lot to do with cancer too.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, and when you're under a lot of stress, it's really bad.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I agree with that.
And nowadays, you can't help it but to be under stress. There's like no way to avoid it.
Yeah.
And a lot of times I'll sit down when I'm really stressed, and I'll pick a song and I'll write, like I want Paul to sing a song or write a song or something about cancer, and I just put different words to the song about cancer. Like there's this poem like cancer can't do this, cancer can't do that. To me, that poem is bullshit because cancer does everything to you.
Did you get him?
I think
He was
so.
bugging me for a while.
He's been...
And I was trying, if you
cancer,
watch the replay, you'll see me
actually
doing
does
this.
take a lot of your life away, and anybody that can look at that poem and say cancer doesn't do this and cancer does all that to you. And I feel like that I hate that poem. I really do.
Oh wow. Okay. Wow. All right. All right. Well, I do appreciate you guys coming in. I appreciate you filling us in about the Nancy Marks Cancer Wellness Center. It sounds like a great place, and yeah, we'll when I get stuff working, or if Joy wants to take a ride down here one of these days, we'll do this again. And I hope I hope you'll have to stop taking chemo soon.
No,
I hope.
Never.
I hope.
Yeah.
Never.
Well, you know what I mean.
Yes,
I
wish
We
they
hope they
would
take it for a very long time.
Well, right. Yeah, okay.
I hope they come out with a miracle.
Yes.
Exactly. You know? That's where I was going. Right. Something huge where you won't need it. Right. All right. So with that, it is it's Tuesday, and we have about 20 minutes left. It is time for some Tuesday trivia.
Can I cheat?
No. No, you can copy Paul and Diane if you want.
Okay.
But
that doesn't mean we're going to be right.
No.
Exactly. I would definitely cheat more often.
I'm wrong a lot of the time, but it's still fun. It's fun.
Yeah, it's fun. It's we're not playing for anything. Although, if you guys would like, for playing Tuesday trivia, and you'd like to see a show on a governor's stage, you let me know, and I can get you into most shows.
Okay.
So let's see what's playing this weekend. The Jeff Bosey show is this weekend. Where's the flyer? There it is.
When is Tony performing? That's the show we'd like to see.
Tony is performing. In fact, yeah, there's a few dates. So Jeff Bosey this Saturday. Jeff Bosey and Friends. That's in the Giggle Room here. Mike Keegan, Carla Okerson, Rosie Fiumara, Jonathan Barrios, Ivory Fields. Headlining is Ray Goots. So check this show out. You can see Tony at the Brokerage in Belmore on September 27th. We're doing a murder mystery show. You could see Tony in the Giggle Room on September 28th hosting a trivia night with some Triple X trivia.
Ooh.
And you can see Tony on October 5th in the Giggle Room right down the hall. The Down and Outs featuring Claudia Sherman and Gretchen Kammer. They're performing. Nancy Parker is opening up for them, and I'm hosting that show. So there's a lot of good stuff going on. And yeah.
Was that no rhyme promo thing supposed to be spelled wrong?
Is it spelled wrong? Oh,
Rhyme,
yeah, look at that.
Rhyme is spelled wrong.
Rhyme is spelled wrong.
Sorry, still a teacher.
I don't know. I'll have to find out. I haven't seen Jeff's name. He's usually watching, but I haven't seen him. So I don't know. I hope not, because then I'd love to make fun of him about it.
You know what else was funny? But after the fact, I realized it was correct. So Wanto Library put out this thing. They're having like a kids, I don't know, fall festival, right? And on it says, all adults must be accompanied by a child. So I thought that was a mistake. I'm like, that's pretty funny. They made that mistake. And I thought about it. No, they're trying to keep predators out, so you have to have a kid with you if you're going to go to this thing.
I'm sorry, where was this?
Wanto Library.
Oh, okay.
We're blocked in this Saturday.
Oh, yeah, I got to get out of here before they do that. There's going to be a parade honoring the Wanto Fire Department or something?
Yeah.
When, on Saturday?
Yeah.
At 5 o'clock.
Oh,
That's
at
when
5
people
o'clock?
want. Yeah, it starts at 5.
I thought it was earlier than that.
No, I wish it was early.
That's kind of cool, actually.
Yeah, but
No,
not
it
at
is
5
cool.
o'clock on a
In the afternoon
Saturday.
on a
I mean,
Yeah.
earlier.
Closing down streets or.
I remember the first year I lived in
Wasn't
Wanto, it was
there
Memorial Day, and I'm sitting in my kitchen, I'm hearing and all this music. I'm like, what the heck is this? I go out and there's a parade going by. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, you're close to.
Oh, I could walk. We walked to the corner. We put up our chairs.
Yeah.
Yep.
And now St. Patrick's Day is a big deal. They started that a couple of years ago.
That's okay to close down the street.
But they never had one before last couple of years, and now
No,
it's
but
like
it's closed down mainly. I couldn't get home last year, and I didn't feel well. And the cop is like, "You can't go through." He's like, You can walk home," because I'm down a block from one. I'm like, I can't walk home.
Yeah, right.
And my husband just said, "Fuck this," and he just went down the street, and
wow.
and they came, they came after us, and I'm like, I need to go home. I don't feel well.
Yeah. Wow. All right. Well, we're gonna do some Tuesday trivia. I got nothing. She's being chased by cops. So I got nothing.
Let's do it.
Let's see. And who's playing this weekend here, Governors? T.J. Miller will be here this weekend. Psychic medium Robert Hansen, Canal Aurora, Daniel Torado, and Billy Geyer. Just some of the comedians you'll see on our Governor's stage this weekend. All right. So with that, go to govs.com and check out the full schedule. I'll be announcing some other shows in a few minutes. Time for Tuesday Trivia. The way this works, I'm going to ask 10 trivia questions. These lovely guests are going to answer the questions, and you guys are going to answer the questions. I do not give out the answers until I've asked all the questions. Then I go back, I go over their answers, I go over your answers, and I make fun of you for the wrong answers, and then I'll tell you the correct one. All right. And it's just mainly for fun. Question number 1. Nice, easy question for you all. What month is Labor Day a national holiday?
September.
You're welcome. Get you started on a nice, easy one. Another easy question, I think. Which state lies to the south of Georgia?
Florida.
I'm going to go with Florida too. Dolores is thinking
I'm
if
going to
she's
go Florida too.
All right. Question number 3. Which ocean is off the California coast?
Pacific. Well, you're going a little kind of easy today.
Pacific, I'll say.
Can you be a little more Pacific?
Oh my goodness. That's why you sing. And,
Yeah, well.
I am going easy today.
Okay.
But
It
That's
gets
because
harder.
he knew I was here.
That last one must be really dirty. He does a sex question. Is number 10 is so it must be really dirty.
Well, he
this
knew
week.
I was here, and I wanted to cheat, so.
All right, this one might be a little hard. Name the studio in Tennessee that is famous for Elvis's first recordings. Well, yeah, you might.
Sun. Is it Sun?
I think that's right.
So you're agreeing?
I am green because it didn't come to me right away.
I agree with them.
You have no idea. You're just like whatever
We're
they
a
say.
team
Whatever they
here.
say.
We're a team.
All right, question number 5. All right, this is hard. And it's a weird question. Oh, it's multiple choice. What percentage of Americans believe that there is baseball in heaven? Is it 16%, 26%, or 56%?
I would say 56%.
That's why you're awesome.
My version of heaven would have baseball.
We lost Ed Kranepool yesterday.
I know we did, but
Very sad.
And Darth Vader.
That's true, yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
I'll go with 26 because
Paul, 26.
they can't be 50-something% of the. Well, they could be.
I'll go with 16.
All right. Very nice. Got another music question. All right, so not the band, but we're looking for the name of the album that the song Rhiannon first appeared.
Rumors? I honestly don't know, so that's a guess.
It's a trick question.
I'll take the 5th on that one.
No, you're taking the 5th? What do you mean trick question?
Well, he says not the band, but it is the band because the name of the album is called Fleetwood Mac.
Ooh, look at you.
Came before
Look at
Rumors.
you. All right. Okay, next question. People's ears produce more earwax when they are in what state? Not a physical state, like what kind of state? Like, state of mind,
sleeping.
like what?
Sleeping?
When they're sleeping. Okay.
I say exercising.
Exercising.
I'm going to say when they're very happy, the wax is just pouring out.
Speaking from experience?
No. Well, you could say I could have gone with like that they were depressed, but I'm going with happy.
My first thought was stressed, but
I'm going with happy.
Watch out, Paul just hit me in the face.
Okay, question number 8. What is Warren Beatty's real first name? And it's not Warren.
wow, I feel like I know this.
I know, I'm a little surprised that.
Yeah, I feel like I should
Big
know
Warren
this.
Beatty fan, are you?
No, but I feel like I know the answer to this question. It's not coming to me. Well, you know how it goes. That might just randomly blurt it out later on, but I don't know.
Anybody want to take a stab at that?
I feel like Diane feels like I know it, but that doesn't do any good. So we got to make a guess. Say something like Sheldon. It's like something like that.
Okay. Sheldon. Dolores, anything?
I have no idea.
Question number 9. I'm looking for the definition of the word sanguine. Or sanguine? I think it's sanguine. Sanguine.
I think it's sad, but our school teacher will tell us.
That's true.
Sanguine. Pasta.
I'm not gonna say sad, but I'm gonna say like melancholy, like kind of that.
Okay, I'll take that.
Having the blues kind of feeling.
Agreed. Agreed.
Taking a stab at this one or no?
Yeah.
She said
pasta. Pasta. Okay. All right. I'm writing down pasta.
Linguine.
All right.
I like a woman with conviction.
Let's see. All right. Last question. Yeah.
He's cracking himself up.
Yeah.
You know it's going to be bad.
I'm looking for the percentage of women who have orgasms from intercourse and or percentage of women who have orgasms from oral sex.
Not multiple choice, though, right? We got to give you some.
Well, it's multiple choice. Pick a number.
So it's 2 answers.
Yes. Orgasms from intercourse, orgasms from oral sex, for women.
Okay. I'm gonna say it's so random.
I'll say oral 75.
And I'm gonna say oral 90.
Okay.
Intercourse, I'll say.
I'm gonna say 25.
I'll say same thing.
I'm gonna say 15 and 85.
15 and 85. All right. Very nice. Well done. Well played.
What percentage of women have orgasms at Otto's Deli? That's.
I would think a lot. That place is the best. I love that deli.
I'm not a huge fan.
Really?
They're too slow. But I do go there
All right. Slow, but
they're very slow.
The food is fantastic there. Where do you go then?
If I had a choice, and you give a plug to somebody else, Sequa.
Sequa's good.
Oh, and Seaford, Massapequa over there?
It's right
By Maria Regina, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, right across the street.
I mean, you could go in there 100 days and eat 100 different things. I look in there and I'm like salivating the minute I walk in.
Really?
Salapino's awesome too. They got some new sandwiches that are really
Where's that?
on Merrick Road, like near Leslie's.
Oh, okay. By CVS.
Yeah.
Right, okay. That was a weird thing when I was going through chemo. Thinking of Otto's, you got McDonald's right over there. I couldn't eat McDonald's when I was sick.
I couldn't drink coffee.
Couldn't drink coffee.
Even now, it's like gives me. I'll drink it.
Yeah.
Because I need to wake up, but it leaves a horrible taste.
I was probably the healthiest I've ever been. I went almost 2 years without
Yeah,
touching
I couldn't
McDonald's.
eat McDonald's. The
I mean,
only thing
now I
I
can
liked
do it
was
all the time.
pasta or pizza.
Pasta or pizza? All right. I lost, in the worst of it, I lost 75 pounds and I was in the thick of it.
And I gained the 75 pounds you lost.
Oh, no, believe me, I gained it all back. But,
Were you eating sanguine pasta, though?
Yeah.
That's the best.
Pasta.
Okay, so let's see. The first question, in what month is Labor Day a national holiday? Of course, everybody got that one right. Oh, Andrew Fremder said every day. Good answer, Fremder. Everybody got the second one correct. The state south of Georgia is Florida. And everybody got the next one right. The ocean off the California coast is the Pacific. Frank Kafur, what's next? What is the color of a tire truck? What is the color of a fire truck? Frank, how was your gig the other night?
Agreed, they were easy.
Yes, I went very easy. And of course, I'm sorry I didn't make it there, Frank. Yeah, I planned on it and I had some last minute changes. Okay, so the next question. Name the studio in Tennessee that is famous for its Elvis recordings. Fremder says, records. Everybody else got it right. It is Sun Studios in Tennessee. That's right. What percentage of Americans believe that there is baseball in heaven? Is it 16, is it 26, or 56%? Diane said 56. Paul said 26. Dolores said 16. Vicky says 56. John Rosiello says 56. Whoa. Fremder says the stupid percent. How do you like that?
Wow, Fremder.
Fremder's in trouble.
Fremder, right?
Fremder.
Fremder.
Yeah.
Okay.
Frank also says 56. That would be the correct answer.
Of course it is.
56%
It
of
should
Americans.
be higher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's so weird. James Earl Jones passed away yesterday.
Right.
Sunday night, I was watching Field of Dreams. I don't know. I thought that was weird.
And he's also in Sandlot, another baseball movie.
Yeah, another great baseball movie. Yeah. He's in so many great movies. That guy, that's sad. Well, he lived a good life.
93, yeah. I'm sadder about Ed Kramer. He was only 79.
It's not sad. It's we're grateful we had him here.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
No doubt about
Yeah.
it. But if I'm 93, I want to be 94.
I understand.
Diane's like, please shut up.
Whatever.
Just get back to the questions, you dick. On which album did the song Rhiannon appear? Diane said Rumors. Dolores pleaded the fifth.
His answer is really smart. Paul's answer is really smart.
His answer is really smart because
That's
that is
right.
the correct answer. Yeah.
Yay.
The name of the band and the name of the album.
But you know, it's one of those weird things where it obviously wasn't their first album.
Well, with Stevie Nicks it was, yeah.
So I don't know if they have another album that said Fleetwood Mac, but
Actually, I think they do.
For their like 18th album to be called Fleetwood Mac out of the blue, you know.
Fleetwood Mac started in the 60s as a fantastic blues band.
Yes.
I actually listen to a lot of that. Oh, I'm a big blues guy. And Vicky got that one correct too. Okay. And getting back to the baseball question, Fremder says, I think the Angels play in heaven. Okay. People's ears produce more earwax when they are in what state? Diane said sleeping. Somebody else said that too. Oh, Vicky said that too. Frank C. said when they're laying down. Ruciello said when they're nervous. Dolores said exercising. Paul said when they're happy. And then Fremder said, the state of New York. I don't know why I read his answers. Where's the answer? Oh, there it is. Everybody got it wrong. It is when they were in a nervous state.
So it would have been
Someone
closer
said
with my
stress.
first
You
answer.
said
I said stress.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I went with sleep. So
Yeah,
there
your
you
ears
go.
get itchy.
All right.
Right, yeah.
Makes sense.
Okay, so question number 8. What is Warren Beatty's real first name? Let's see. What do you guys got? Oh, Paul said Sheldon. Frank said Henry. Vicky said Bernard.
Richard.
John Rusciello said Joe. Frank said Warren is his middle name. Wow, Frank, you know a lot about Warren Beatty? Frank actually got it right. It's Henry.
Henry.
Really?
Henry Beatty.
Oh, then I didn't know.
Okay.
Yeah, you were close.
No, but I'm saying, like Diane said, she thought she knew, but she couldn't remember. I thought I did too.
I wasn't
but
going,
that wasn't what
I. Sometimes I'll tell them that when you say it, I'll tell you honestly if I was going.
Yeah, no,
there.
I wasn't.
Not even close.
No,
right?
no, Henry.
Excuse me. Okay. So next question, we're looking for the definition of the word sanguine or sanguine. Why do I think it's sanguine?
I say sanguine.
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 Sanguine. Okay, yeah, I think that's it. Let's see. Diane said sad. Dolores said pasta. Paul said melancholy. Fremda said it's what he's feeling when he's listening to this show. Frank C says
And
it's...
yet he still tunes in.
Oh, yeah. He's a son of a bitch. Frank C says positive. John Rusciello says cheerful. Vicky says something to do with blood.
Well, makes sense, like sangria.
I was.
Well, okay.
And in Spanish, sangre is blood.
All right. Oh, is that right? I did not know that.
Yeah.
Well, it's wrong. Who got it? Somebody got it. Frank C. and John Rusciello. It means optimistic, positive, and cheerful.
Wow. Exactly the opposite
We
of what I
learn
thought.
something new every day.
So I think Paul has only gotten the music question right. I think that's the only one he got right.
No. I got the first 3 right, like everybody else.
Those first 3 were...
All right, but I got it.
And you know you got the first 4 because you got the Sun Studio.
That's right, Sun Studio. Well, he said music question.
Yeah, true.
All right.
Oh, and Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah.
Oh,
Fleetwood Mac was a...
That's a
killing
music
it
question.
today.
That's what I'm saying. He got the music
Yeah,
question.
he's
All right.
killing it today.
All right. So, all right. My favorite question: how often do women have orgasms during intercourse, and then
He's
with
taking
oral?
notes too. Right?
Diane said 90 and 25. Close. Dolores said 75 and 25. Also close. Paul said 15 and 85.
Well, I meant the other way around,
All
though.
pretty close.
Well, yeah. No.
I meant 85,
85
oral, 15.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, but
Same
you-
as us.
yeah.
Same.
Yeah, right. I was doing.
We were all in
I
the
was
same
doing intercourse
range.
first.
Right.
Yeah.
We were all.
Wow, Vicky, 22 intercourse and 35 oral.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah. What's the highest percentage, Vicky? John Rusciello says 90 and 10. Frank Kafora says 15 and 70. Fremder wouldn't know. Frank C says his gig was sold out. Great night. All right, good. Glad to hear that. James Earl Jones was also in Conan.
Yes.
Oh,
A lot
really?
of people said that.
I don't think I saw that.
And Coming to America.
Coming to America. Just
One of the best
great.
movies ever.
Great.
That second one blew chunks.
Oh, yeah, it was bad.
Oh.
Listen,
Stop
I'm not going
it.
to say Blue Trunks. I watched it. It was okay. I
Oh.
won't be watching it again. The original, every time
Oh.
it's on, you
Yes,
stop and
without
Same
it.
with the new Beverly Hills
but it
Cop.
didn't
Not so
blow
great.
chunks.
Yeah, I didn't even bother.
I agree.
Right.
But I am hearing good things about the new Beetlejuice.
I haven't heard anything about it, but I'm excited to see
My
it.
Yeah.
daughter saw it. She liked it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
my
excited
son
to
saw
see
it. I saw Reagan.
I saw Reagan. I liked it.
I liked the stories. I liked him, but I didn't like the movie. It was like a Lifetime movie of the week.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was too.
But he looked like him.
Well, Nancy, I have to go save the country. Okay, Ronnie, I love you. Like it was really that
Yeah.
level. I didn't like it. Okay. I should give the answer to the question.
You should. We're all on the edge of our seats for this.
25% of women. You guys nailed it. When it comes to oral, everybody was close. 81%. 81%. So
85 is close to 81.
That's why I said everybody was close.
Very good.
No, they were in the 90s.
Good.
I was
We were
close.
all close.
I
Yeah.
was close.
We were right there. Collectively,
Literally,
we were right
right
there.
there. You get it?
I get it.
All right, it is time for us to go. Once again, what I do? I'm stealing this from you. I don't know what I.
Okay.
Oh, here it is. Okay. Once again, the Nancy Marks Cancer Wellness Center. Go check this place out. Especially if you're going through some shit, it sounds like it'll definitely help you and lift your spirits. Again, please come back and let's talk some more. All the best.
Thank you.
And I appreciate you guys coming in to talk about. I know, I'm assuming it wasn't easy, to talk about your situation.
You know what? I think having Dolores here, and I think probably vice versa, having someone who knows it. But again, I almost feel guilty talking about it because I guess I didn't even know that you had cancer. I didn't know.
Oh, is that right? Really?
I don't think I knew that.
Oh,
so
yeah. That's how I lost the
What
leg.
did you think happened to his leg?
Listen, people have car accidents and lose their legs.
But I thought you know.
We were. I don't think we were. That was. I don't think we were in touch at the time.
Probably not. That was after
when did you move to Wantua?
2013.
Oh yeah, I was diagnosed in 2002, October.
Right,
2002.
and that's post Purple Haze, right?
Oh yeah, well post Purple Haze, yeah.
But I almost feel guilty because even though I went through it with my late wife, I'm not. A survivor. I mean,
yeah, but again,
I can provide the other half of the
Yes.
picture.
Right.
You're pretty close to seeing everything she went through. So,
but the other thing you said earlier, I mean, I don't know how the opportunity will arise, but I would like to do some sort of. I spoke once at it was my friend of mine runs a cancer foundation. I spoke at her thing once, but I'd like to either help at the bereavement group.
Yeah.
Although they have all these classes. I don't want to take training classes. I don't need a training class. I lived it.
Yeah.
Or just help anybody in general, and that's what I like to try to do. Like if I'm almost a sucker. Every time I see it on Facebook, some family, whatever, I send the money, and I just go to GoFundMe and send the money. Yeah. But to shout out again for that SIBS place, which I want to say Hewlett, and cancercare, I guess .org, both were very helpful. Again, they're not curing cancer, but they're helping the people who
that's
are
fine. Absolutely.
dealing with it.
In
fact, my son still has something he made at that SIBS place. They gave them when you go to Michael's or Hobby Lobby, it's like a little house, but it was cardboard. And they say paint what your house looks like and what's your favorite room in the house, whatever. He still has that on the shelf, and he's going to be 13. So,
I've spoken at a few different things or just one-on-one with some people, and I will say selfishly, it's a good feeling.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good feeling to be able to help out.
Yeah, I was recently put in touch with a guy who's a lot younger than me, but he lost his wife, and he was a cop, and he was having trouble dealing with it. And we met a couple times. We had a cup of coffee, whatever. I think he's doing a lot better now. But that's rewarding, but also you feel like shivers as you're talking to the person because you're kind of reliving it with someone who is
interesting. Yeah,
freshly in that boat.
College radio stations because now younger and younger women are getting breast cancer.
Yeah,
there's women 26 years old that are getting it.
Yeah.
So I've been
trying to
get into a few of them now. Yeah. Now that school's back, but I've been there a couple of years ago. I went and spoke about it.
Yeah.
And they're all interested because everybody is afraid of this. And it's like, why is this happening?
Yeah. Well, right. That's what I was going to say. Long Island. I mean, the numbers are just astronomical. It's crazy.
I saw something on Facebook about Bethpage.
Yeah.
And Levittown, there's a whole cluster.
Yeah, that's why it's
somebody
happening.
wrote she thought she had breast cancer from there. Mm-hmm. Like I have my whole house filtered water now, but I don't even know if that helps.
Yeah.
It's just
you do kind of wonder. Yeah, it's sad. All right. Now you got a new band. You playing anywhere? You want to promote?
Yeah. I mean, I joined a band, so I don't want to make it like I started a new band.
My mistake. I thought it was a brand new band.
No. I joined this existing band. Did you know of them?
Jackie and the Rivers?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think the last time you were here, you said that you were filling in for
right. Well,
so
now
you're officially part of the band. Congratulations.
Thank you. This Friday, Tiki Joe's in Mount Sinai, so it's a bit of a hike, but it's a nice outdoor little beachy thing.
Sure.
And
great sunsets up there.
October 4th at Nutty Irishman.
Nice.
And there's one in between. It's like an afternoon thing, but I don't know where. Long Beach, somewhere in Long Beach.
Did anybody notice that when it comes to his music gigs, he knows the towns, but then like hospitals and stuff, like he has no clue. There's like
he wants to forget.
Now that's a long time ago. This is current.
Don't defend
something
him.
you just want to forget.
Yeah.
Nutty Irishman when on October
4th.
4th. Okay.
Outdoors, or we'll be indoors, I guess, if the weather doesn't permit. But that's what my first gig was with them.
Very nice.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a
Congratulations.
different vibe. It's like almost like a wedding band vibe because it's 10 people in the band.
10 people.
And I'm half of the singing combination. So I don't even have to worry about all the songs, you know. So you go in and you sing your 17 songs instead of 35 songs. And
jeez.
That's great.
Yeah. What do you get paid? Like $5 a gig when you have 10 people?
I don't know how they do it, but it's more than $5 a gig.
Wow. All right. Very nice.
Yeah, and they got all the gigs lined up. It's a nice
Nice.
really
Cool.
nice, refreshing type change.
Good for you.
And now, how about you? You got anything this weekend?
No,
You
yeah,
singing?
Saturday I'll be doing the mob wedding.
That's
Knockem
right.
Dead comedy.
Woohoo! It's your debut with Knockem Dead Comedy.
That's right.
It's very exciting.
It's very exciting.
That's
I'm
great.
excited.
It's
in
out
Riverhead.
Riverhead. Yeah, it's
And Saturday happens to be also my 40th high school reunion from 1 to 5, and then I'm going to fly out to Riverhead.
You got quite the day ahead of you.
I
then.
do.
Wow. Yeah. Looking forward to that. I was hoping that's what you were going to say when I asked you.
What I'm gonna. That's all I got. That's all I got. That's it. That's all the focus. That's where it
Sweet.
is right now.
Well, yeah. Well, you got a few dates with us coming up at this point. Very, very excited to have Diane joining us. Yeah, that's going to be great. And then, do you, anything with the wellness center going on? You want to
not this
promote?
weekend. That's there's the horses. I think next Thursday.
Okay. Well, you know what? Give us, like you said, you have your own website and stuff.
Yeah,
So give us
my
all that.
website
those
is Long Island Breast Cancer Support on Facebook.
Okay.
And you just sign up for it, and
And you'll
I
have everything
approve
up
you.
there.
And
All right, good.
I post everything from the Nancy Marks
Right.
on my pages.
Super. Okay. Very
And do
nice.
they accept donations?
Yes, they do.
Direct
Actually, they're doing
donations?
a 5K run the 29th.
Okay.
Cool.
Or you can just make donations any way you want.
Cool.
Very nice. All right. And speaking of great charitable organizations, the Nassau County PAL Special Needs Unit, we were supposed to have our garage sale this past Saturday.
It rained.
It rained.
I was going to come up there, and I thought they can't possibly be up there right now.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
we didn't do it.
Okay.
So this Saturday, so I'm with you. I got a crazy day this Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah, so from, the original flyer was 10 to 3. We're probably going to wrap it up around 2:30ish. But, yeah, this Saturday at the Town of Oyster Bay Athletic Center in Hicksville, the Nassau County PAL Special Needs Unit is having a yard sale. There were some nice items donated. We're going to be selling it off, and all the donations go to the Special Needs Unit. The Nassau County PAL Special Needs Unit is the only PAL to have a special needs unit in the whole country.
Holy cow. How is
That's
that
right.
even possible?
That's what I keep saying. But, yeah, that's the truth. And believe me, we've tried to find others. They're not out there. We've checked with national. Yeah, they're not there. So, yeah.
So what does that entail, though? What do they do?
We run special programs.
Sports events for people with special
Yeah,
needs, right?
sports.
You
Well,
want
there are other
some,
things, too.
You want some new pictures, like from Bed Bath & Beyond?
I'm sorry, can you say that
You
all
want
again?
some, like, wall pictures from Bed
Oh,
Bath & Beyond? They're new,
absolutely.
with
Yeah,
the
we'll
price
take
on
it.
them still.
Yeah, of course.
I can
We'll take anything.
Drop them off or whatever for
That would be
you.
wonderful. Thank you.
I'm trying to clean out my garage. I was going to have a
Clean it
garage
out.
sale, but I can't be bothered.
Yeah, we'll still take donations. That's great. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah,
So
there's
it's sports programs for kids to play in, like a
Yes, but it's
PL
not. It's not just kids. We don't. I mean, a lot of our flyers will say 5 to 21, but we don't age out. We have guys in their 40s playing. We have basketball, bowling.
Gotcha.
But we also have painting class. We have acting classes. We have yoga. We have lacrosse. We have flag football.
Nice.
Oh, wow, that's great.
We've had other programs. Like sometimes they'll just run and we won't bring it back for a few years later. Like we had a money management class for some of the higher level guys. We had a class last year. Chris Thomas, actually from Hicksville. You know Chris, Brian Thomas.
Yes.
One of his sisters. She had a class on how to use an iPhone, like just some teaching like little shortcuts and stuff.
My father needs that.
But it mostly focused on how to take like really nice looking pictures on an iPhone too. So we do all sorts of and we have social events. Like we have a barbecue during the summer. We go to Ducks games, and Christmas time we'll have a party, stuff like that.
No way should I drop off the stuff for you?
If you want, I can even come get it.
Okay.
Yeah, I won't make it. I won't make you go out. Yeah, so that's this Saturday. What else we got going on? I mentioned BOSI. I mentioned Knockem Dead shows. October 5th, did I mention? Yeah, I did mention that already. There you go. We got the Clash of the Boroughs, Mike Pacchetti and Friends with some great comedians, headlined by Greg Kritikos. And Knockem Dead Comedy will be at McGuire's in Bohemia in December. So, and again, I'm going to push the brokerage show in September because we've sold 4 tickets.
Woo!
So come see us. Come to that show.
Was that the rhyme thing again?
No. This is my murder mystery.
No, that promo came up for the rhyme thing.
Well, that's on a delay.
Oh, all right.
When is it in October?
It's September 27th. So it's coming up. But it's more tickets than we sold the other day. Yeah, there it is.
No, that's December.
Oh, there it is.
There it is. There it is.
Go to govs.com, check out the full schedule to see what's going on at all 3 Governors Comedy Clubs. Make some reservations to some great comedy shows. Don't forget knockemdeadcomedy.com. You can find out our full schedule as well as information on how you can hire us for your fundraiser, your corporate event, your private party, whatever you got going on. And last but not least, what do we got going on today? It's Tuesday. Oh, my apologies yesterday. I don't know what happened. I posted an old show with Bobby Sen. I don't know what happened. It was set to go at 11, our usual time. It didn't play till like 12 or 1 or something. I don't know. So my apologies. But today is Tuesday. What do we got? We have, Steve Beery from Mr. Beery's. We got his show tonight at 7. And then Hershey and the Keegs tonight at 9 o'clock. Mike Keegan from Hershey and the Keegs just released a brand new comedy album called Sexy Potato. Well, that album has hit #1 on the Apple Comedy Album charts.
Nice.
So
That's
congrats to him, and see him with Mark Hirschman tonight at 9 o'clock. I'm getting phone calls. All right, we're out of here. Everybody enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you once again, Paul. Thank you, Dolores. Thank you, Diane. Next week, Diane is bringing the chicken.
Next week, we're going to do the chicken. That's right.
Yeah, notice she didn't bring it today.
She didn't bring the donuts either. They're,
Right.
they're in the fridge.
I had a cupcakes. Yeah,
Right.
birthday day.
Oh,
so
right,
this was a
cupcakes.
busy morning.
Yeah, obviously they're more
So
important.
chicken next week.
They're more important than
My
us.
very favorite person at work. Yes, he's very
Is it?
important. Yes.
Oh, all right. Wow. All right, there you go. We're out of here. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. See you guys later.
Bye.
Thank you.